Hello, today is Wednesday, July 8th, and this is the video for the Applied Computer Graphics class. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody in, and we'll get the class started. Hello.
Hello.
Me, you're
Hello.
looking for.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good, thanks. So Diego, do you have a game that you are really into playing right now?
Well, as for the games that I normally play, they're normally on Blizzard or on Steam. So like the games that I play are like Rocket League because I play soccer and I like that. And I play some Overwatch, but it's a little iffy sometimes. But I mostly play.
Cool. Yeah, I just found out about Rocket League last year. That's a pretty fun game.
Just found out about it?
Yeah, I didn't get the memo before that,
Huh.
but it's pretty cool.
Speaking of memos, I forgot to tell you this, but would it be okay if I did my presentation involving a animation software that I've always had a respect for?
Sure, that would be great.
Good. Now I have an idea of what to do.
All right, awesome. Yeah, my chat here. Okay. Well, let's see. Let me go ahead and take roll here while people are joining. Let's see. So if I go here, oh, now I have to find the roll, which is hidden beneath 37 million tabs. Oh, wait, I think I saw it. Yep, there it is. There. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. Luke is here.
Yeah, thanks for taking me off hold. They're playing that awful hold music.
Oh, okay. Mia's here. Claudia. Let's see.
Up ceiling view again.
The ceiling, yay!
Yeah. You know, my amazing ceiling that we all love.
Pushing the roof up. Okay, Luke, you're on the phone today?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I've always done it. I don't know what is going on with it this time because I can't seem to mute it, but I'm going to try and I think I'll just disconnect and then try calling back and see
Okay.
if it'll work.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then let's see. Adrian, I do not see just yet. So let's see, Rena, right there. Okay, Yi is here, Milo, Diego. Let's see. And we have, whoa, I think that's pretty much it. So we're just waiting on Adrian.
I might be signed in under the wrong account.
Unless Kira can hear my name.
Oh yeah, I got her.
So
It's just
should I sign back out under my and come back in under my Pima? I can't tell if I'm in my Pima thing.
I can't tell either. I mean, you're here now. Is there some advantage to signing out and signing back in?
No, unless it doesn't let me share folders, but I have no idea. So we'll just see. I don't think I have to share anything today anyway. Do
Okay. Hi, Luke. Okay,
You could-
cool. Well, how's everybody doing?
I have a technology headache.
I apparently got sent $15 worth of free stickers. It was
I
sent
was
to my
waiting for Kim
email.
to say, huh?
Nice.
It was
What-
sent to my
what-
Pima email, so this was like, well, I can't argue with that.
Do you know who sent it to you?
I I looked at the email. It's just like I have no clue, but thank you.
It was so funny, you guys. I decided to, I get very distracted. And so I ordered
Me
masks.
too.
And it said, after I ordered masks and I set up my little Redbubble account, it said, would you like to send someone $15 of sticker credit? And I was like,
Yeah.
let me see who might like that.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
Hilarious, right?
Now I
That-
need to find more places to put all my stickers.
You can share it and get more money. You can just keep sharing it and they give me 15 or you 15 or everybody $15. I don't even know.
Everyone gets stickers.
Stickers for everybody.
My laptop doesn't have enough room.
I know,
I'll
right?
make room.
So here's the thing is I ordered masks and I exported to a ping and PNG or whatever. And I chose white background. I'm not sure if that was what we were supposed to choose. And, but they won't get here till August 3rd. So
Oof.
I know.
We'll probably still be using them even then.
Yeah.
So,
I went through that whole process and
Oh,
Kim
who
got
did I
stickers.
like, what did I just do? Who knows?
Okay, well, I think we'll get started by looking at whatever work you guys have done that we haven't seen yet. If you guys have had a chance to finish some things.
Oh, I was supposed to put in stuff. That's right.
That's what the whole class is about.
What? Me doing classwork? Nah, instead I just got really cool lighter earrings.
Very nice. Those are cool.
What are they?
They're little lighters, like the mini Bic lighters.
Oh, okay.
And there's no liquid in them, no flint, no spring. So they're 100% safe.
They don't work? Take them back.
Nah, I don't want to set my hair on fire. If I wanted a working lighter, I have drawers. I have my mom's house. She collects a whole bunch.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
Do you think people are going to ask you for a light like all the time?
I'm gonna laugh if they do.
I would do it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen so you guys can hit the escape key and make it small. But we'll look into the folders here and see what new cool stuff people have made. Okay, so Diego, you're up at the top. Anything?
Yeah.
Anything new?
I don't have anything new right now. No.
What about the tire sale?
Oh yeah, I recently added that because I finished that the other day.
All right, can we check that out? Wow. What do you guys think?
Amazing.
It'd be great if I could see. Hang on.
I'm gonna put my undone tire in there. Sorry.
Oh, I just got so distracted yesterday.
Goodness.
I'll have to put my flat tire on there.
Isn't that every day for us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now that's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks a lot like the original, so you did a very nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's see what else we got in here. The joys of the folders. Cynthia, anything new from you?
Yeah, I'm uploading some mask templates right now.
Okay, and then can we look at your tire sale while we're waiting?
Yeah.
All right. I actually do need a tire sale at this point. My mechanic told me I have to get 4 new tires. Isn't that ridiculous?
Uh-oh.
I know.
Worse than ridiculous. It's expensive.
I know. Well, fortunately, I don't have to go anywhere. It's like,
I know.
stay
I don't
here and teach and eat food or whatever.
I don't spend any money on gas anymore.
This looks great. Really nice. You know what? I think I noticed that Diego had drop shadows on his tires. We were supposed to do drop shadows, weren't we? on the little tire?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cynthia, you might want to add some drop shadows to those little tires back there.
Okay.
But other than that, it looks great.
Thank you.
Can we look at your masks now? Is that are those two the only ones that are being uploaded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So what do you guys think about this design for a mask?
I like it.
It looks almost like
That's
dragon.
very pretty. I like that.
Does anyone else see dragon?
Abstract, but pattern
Ooh,
good.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd buy that. I'd buy that on a mask.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Thank you.
It almost looks like abstract dragons to me, but everything looks like an abstract to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have that kind of mind,
What
right?
am I? This
Yeah, I
thing.
do.
It's hard to work when I don't have my drawing pen thing.
Okay.
I don't want
I need to get one for Apple.
You mean a pens? One of the styluses, Apple
I
Pen?
guess, yeah, huh?
You can buy them online. The Apple Pencil's like $100.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I didn't originally get one, but now that I'm fabulous.
using it more.
I'm famous. I'm on Redbubble. I don't know if you know.
You're an international.
Actually,
You're an international artist.
It's pretty impressive. I'm there. If you're looking for me, I'm under Sure Laughs. No, yeah, Sure Laughs a Lot instead of Sir Laughs a Lot.
Well, I think this is lovely. And actually, Mina's idea about it looking like abstract dragons, that's actually a cool idea for a mask, is if you had a bunch of dragons just kind of flying into each other.
right?
If anybody wants to do that design, that would be pretty cool. Okay, that looks great. And then here's
Come on, Photoshop, wake up.
ooh. Here's what do you guys think of this one?
Oh,
It's like abstract flowers. That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's really intense.
That's
Got a lot of
pretty.
depth.
It could be. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can see cat
This is
whiskers.
Photoshop.
I mean, I can see like butterflies and birds and cat whiskers, and I can see all kinds of stuff. But the geometrics in the background it just makes it so complex. It's so cool.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Thank you.
Cool. Those are both really nice.
Great
Now,
colors.
have we seen your star
Can I-
party already?
I
Cynthia,
have a comment on that
Think
Yeah.
so.
mask
go ahead.
because mine are very girly, and I have some guys in my family that I wanted to make something for. That's almost like could be either or. It's not each. You know what I mean?
You mean sort of gender neutral?
Thank you. Words is good.
you
Okay.
know how to word smartly.
Sure.
You as well. You don't speak real good.
I speak
Um,
spit.
In
I
terms of
speak
the word,
only the
it is.
bestest.
Yeah.
In terms of the word, it is flown in such fluidly.
Exactly.
Pretty impressive all the way around.
Okay, Cynthia, I was asking, did we see your star party already? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Say again?
I don't.
You don't
I
think so? Okay, so we're gonna look at your Discover logo and your star party. Ooh,
Dang it.
those look like those little cones in your.
Oh, that's cute.
That is very
Maybe
cute.
this is like
Oh.
science camp, and
Yeah.
you discover the little cones in your eyes.
I tried making it look like telescopes looking up to the sky.
Oh yeah, telescopes, and you're
That's
looking
smart.
at stars.
It's totally telescopes, but you hit into something I wanted to mention the other day. You know how printers are red, green, and blue, or whatever it is?
Right.
Yellow. What are this? What is it?
Well, printers
Red,
print
green,
CMYK.
I think, did you guys know there's cones in your eyeball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those colors?
Uh huh.
The rosin cones.
Yeah, so weird, right? Oh, anyways, when you said cones in your eyes, you reminded me.
Okay, so now we're gonna look at her flyer.
Can I ask a quick question?
You may.
How do we find out what the size of a certain document is?
What do you mean the size of a certain document?
So I opened up the mask template and I'm trying to figure out what the size is so I don't just randomly guess and make my design either too small or too big.
So this is what you do. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Come down to the bottom of your toolbox over here on the left.
Okay.
Do you see this little icon that looks like a piece of paper?
Yes.
Double click on it.
Genius.
Now, I'm glad you asked that question because this is the artboard tool. And this tool is really handy. If you need to resize your paper for any reason, resize your document, you can just double click on the artboard tool and you can put in whatever number you want here. Now this is an 8.5 by 11 page, but of course it shows it in points, which is just annoying because who knows what the hell that means, right? But let's say for some reason I wanted it to be an 8 by 10 page. I could just put in the number 8 with IN for inches, hit my tab key. Notice it changes it to points. Then I could put in 10 inches, IN, and then I just hit OK, and it resizes my page for me, right? Now, in addition, you can resize your page manually. You can just grab one of these corners and just resize it. And if you have your rulers on, which you can do by hitting Command or Control R, you can actually grab this page and you can line it up with your rulers and make your page exactly what size you want.
Well, and wasn't there an info button somewhere?
Yeah, there is. There's an info palette, and if it's not showing up here, just go under Window Info. But yeah, the info palette will show you the size that something is.
And well,
as you resize it, it'll show you the changes too.
Yeah, the mask was 7.25 by 4 by 6, 4.6. I don't know if she meant the design or the piece of paper.
I think she meant the piece of paper, but
the paper that we're working on.
Yeah. Now, one other thing about this artboard tool that's really handy is you can make additional artboards in your document. So when you click on the artboard tool, it gives you this little cursor here, and you can click and you can drag out like a second artboard, and then you just hit on the black arrow key to deselect it.
That's cool.
You could do your 2 different colored masks, just sort of drag it, copy it, and then start playing with one versus the other and see what you like better.
Yeah, you could grab this one down here. Like I'm not going to make it the right size or whatever, but I could make 2 artboards here and have a mask on each one, and then it would be like cool. when you export it, it'll ask you which artboard you want to export. Like, do you want to export artboard 1 or 2 or both, right? Export them both as pings.
Export really white background or black background. I know transparent was sticker, but
well, when it comes to the backgrounds, let me show you an example of when you would choose what, right? So let's say that my first mask was something very dark, like, let's see, I'm trying desperately to.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Here we go. Okay. All right. So let's say that my first artwork for my first mask is that thing right there. Anything that you have that completely covers the document, it doesn't really matter which background you choose. If you choose white or black, it's not going to show up because it's completely covered with color, right? However, if you do something like make a design where you want just the design to show up and you don't want anything else to print, then you have to print that on transparent.
Right, like you said for stickers. Okay.
Now, there is one other thing you need to keep aware of. If you have any document colors that are semi-transparent, then you probably want to use a white background, right? So for example, you see this black rectangle I have up here? If I go into transparency and I click on my transparency slider and I move that down so it's like, close to 50% gray, the only reason it's 50% gray is because there's white behind it that's showing through. So when I export that, if I want my mask to be gray, I would go File, Export, Export As. I would choose a ping, right? I would say Use Artboard, right? And I'll just put, I'm just going to call this junk or whatever. notice that it gives you the choice to export all artboards or just like artboard 1, which is what I'm going to do. Well, actually, I'll do all artboards. And then here's the point where you want to make the change. See, in this drop-down menu, it asks you if you want to have a black background, a white one, or a transparent. Well, I'm going to choose white so that that actually looks gray. In fact, if I chose black, look, the gray mask becomes black because the top color is transparent, so it's showing through that. If I chose transparent, it wouldn't even be gray because it would just be a gray without a white behind it. It's not going to mix to the right kind of gray. And of course, always remember to set your resolution to be 300 pixels per inch when you're exporting for print, because that's the default resolution.
So when would you choose black? Just as a
When I had a black design, like let's say I had a black background and there was a possibility that maybe there was some little area of the background I forgot to put black on. If I had a black background for my ping there, then it would always print black regardless of whether I missed a spot or not.
So if you had a black background, but you had some other transparent artwork on top of it.
I would, if I have transparent artwork, I'm always going to choose transparent as my background.
Sorry, I mean.
Oh, well then I would choose black in that case that you said.
The one where.
In other words, if I had this thing here.
Yeah.
And it was colored. Which
and it wasn't 100%, whatever that word is.
Transparent.
Opacity.
Oh, right. Okay, well let's say I was trying to do this design here.
Yeah.
I would have a black background.
What if the opacity on the green was 70?
What if the opacity is what?
70% instead of 100. Didn't you say you always?
Oh, well, in that case, I would use white.
Even though you have a black background, but you have semi-transparent colors, so then you have to go back to white.
Yeah, because if I make this thing semi-transparent, what it's going to show through is black. You know, like watch, if I click this thing and
that's what I was.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go back and look at some more artwork from some more people. This flyer looks really nice. Nice job, Cynthia.
Oh.
That flyer is actually not the final one. I uploaded another one that I edited again.
Can you speak up, Cynthia?
It was the blue background. That's my final one.
Oh yeah, I like this one better. The blue, the dark contrast makes the text pop out more.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Ooh, that looks better. I like that one more.
Have any of you guys ever actually been to Reed Park Zoo when they have a star party?
Not a star party, but the Christmas one.
Oh, you went to that one?
Yeah, I went with my daughter.
Oh, nice. Was it fun?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
It was for Puma night too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to that. I haven't had a chance, but it looks like fun.
Pet donating thing. There was wine and music and make your own wine glass designs.
Okay, Carolina, anything new from you?
I only have the zoo flyer and the logo.
All right.
That's the only new thing I put in there.
Logo. Oh, wow. The peacock.
Beautiful.
That is very pretty.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
it's
really
Oh,
good.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, let's not leave the call. Oh, almost pressed to leave.
All right, so let's take a look at the flyer that uses this. Oops, my bad. Oh, I guess I have to actually go to wherever the hell the flyer is. Here it is.
Probably says flyer on it.
All right, that's nice.
Aww. That's really pretty.
It's nice. It looks like this giraffe is eating this star. He's a star. He's so tall. He's eating the stars out of the sky.
Well, he's got a star butt too. It's cute.
Yeah, it's nice. It looks good.
How do you get the animals in there? You draw them or you?
I got it from Google and then I image traced it on Illustrator.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Nice. Looks good. Okay. Let's see. So then we have Kim. Anything
I
new?
have nothing new. Not yet. I'll have something in a couple minutes.
All right. Let us know.
Jesus, how does this woman do that?
Luke, Beta, do you have anything?
Oh, I picked the wrong thing. Oops.
Luke? Let me see. I don't know if you're talking, Luke, but if you are, I can't hear you. Maybe you're muted. Okay, well, maybe you stepped away from the computer, so we'll come back to you. Brianna, anything new from you in the folder here? Big negatory on that? Okay. Let's see. Arena, anything from you?
Oh, yeah, I got a couple new things on there.
All right. What
I have the Star Party, the tire sale, and the app icons that were well overdue too. But
okay, well, let's see what we got here. Okay, here's the app icons. I'm gonna blow those up a little bit.
I probably should have made them a little bit bigger.
That's okay.
Yes, I love the lake one.
Okay, let's give Rena some feedback on her apps. What do you guys think? Her app icons.
I really love the bathing beauty in the pond and the other guy standing there. That's awesome.
Creepy, huh? They should call it Creeper Lake.
Oh no!
Isn't that what it was called? I thought so.
Creeper Lake or Peeper Lake?
Oh no!
Really like that the bow and arrow. It's a very simplistic.
Yeah, it was supposed. Yeah, thank you for calling it a bow and arrow because it was, but yeah, it is very simplistic.
Yeah, it simplifies it to a lot of like different degrees on like what it can be or what the logo can be. So it's a very good simplistic logo.
Well,
The campfire one is really, really cool. You got a lot in there, but it still was not too, like busy. And it's, I like the angles and the geometrics. It's very pretty. The fire came out, little logs under the fire and everything, and then sitting around the fire. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like your bold colors, like the orange and the yellow and the blue here in Sunset Point.
Yeah, I think that one has to be my favorite one out of all of these. It's simple, but it has like really nice colors that go well with each other.
I like the colors, the mountain shapes. I'm not sure.
It kind of looks like a giant fish is eating the sun.
Oh, it's Pac-Man. It's a Pac-Man. Waka, 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 waka. But it does kind of. So that's sort of fun, actually. Never mind me. Put some scales on that. Yeah. Eyeball.
Okay, so here's the Star Party with the logo.
I never got the logo by itself per se. I probably should do that, but I just at least got the flyer done.
Okay.
Oh, that's I love the logo. The way that little shape, the star trail comes around it. I don't know how you did that. That's cool.
That was difficult to do.
It's really cool because it looks like, it almost makes the world seem like it's spinning. Plus the star is like a shooting star. It does like a lot.
Yeah, it looks good. I wonder, have you thought about putting in a background color for the whole flyer?
I was, but I'm not too sure what color right now, I guess. I don't know what color would go well to, have all the other colors kind of stand out.
You know what might work is like a blue gradient like this one here.
Okay.
Which goes, from dark to light, and then at the top where it's light, you'd have your sky where the stars could be.
Oh, okay.
you know,
That'll help. Okay, I can do that.
or you could even try blue to green, which goes from sky to earth, or grass or whatever.
That's smart.
Yeah, try some different ones, and then of course you could change the colors of the text so that they're high contrast to the background, so they stand out.
Okay,
Yeah, looks good though.
thank you.
And then you have your tire.
Yeah,
Looks lovely.
my only concern, I guess, mainly was the font.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, I had a little bit of an issue for like the paragraphs for the font.
yeah? I'm not so concerned about the font as I am you guys just learning the techniques.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't have Cooper Black on my computer, and I didn't bother to get it. If you
Mhm.
get Cooper Black, it's not a deal breaker. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think you might need some drop shadows on these tires, though,
Okay, I'll do that.
like the stars up here.
At the end, on point number 14, it says all the things that need drop shadows.
Okay.
Oh, does it?
It really does. It was so helpful. I haven't finished mine, but I know that.
Okay.
I know it's there, number 14.
Okay, very nice. Let's see what else we have here. Milo, anything new, Milo? Got the huge ads here. Let me see if Milo is still with us. I don't actually see Milo in my list here. Maybe, I better check and make sure he's not like waiting or something. Hold on, so yeah, let me just make sure we don't have, oh shit, yeah, we got 2 people waiting, okay.
Oh, they can hear though. I was in the waiting room. You can still hear her.
Oh,
they,
I couldn't hear while I was in the waiting room.
that's because we block you, Kim.
Ah, that makes sense.
Did someone say something? I heard like a weird noise.
I just let Milo and Adrian in. Sorry, guys, I didn't see you there waiting.
Could you hear us?
Yeah, I couldn't hear.
Was that a yes?
No, I couldn't hear.
Oh, you couldn't hear. Okay. Is it like being in the Twilight Zone when you're in the waiting room?
Yeah, basically.
Hey, well, Milo, we're just at your we're looking at your folder here, which is why I realized you weren't here. Sorry about that. But
no, wait.
I see that you have the tire ad here. Have we seen your Discovery logo in Star Party already?
No, I don't think I disconnected yesterday.
Okay, so we're gonna look at those if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, let's give Milo feedback on his logo.
Sweet.
Nice.
It totally cool.
I really like the smoke, the takeoff smoke that you made. It's really cool.
The dots totally add to it. The little dots in the smoke.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just used a bunch of ellipses without any border.
Yeah, totally perfect. What a cool geometric rocket.
It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, I think my mic isn't very good.
Oh, not you. Whoever was just talking, female voice. I might have been Mia. Yeah, no, this looks really good. That's a nice job. I want to see how you used it on the flyer.
I like the drop shadow that he did on the text part too. That looked pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah, great job. Cool rocket. The geometric rocket. That was me. That.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now you put the logo in the back, which is interesting.
Yeah, I decided to use it with some, I can't remember what it's called.
I really like the telescope, and I really like that you switched it to landscape.
Yeah, that's
kind of an interesting clash of like different like futuristic space takeoff, and then like this almost kind of mystical bedtime story like wizard font, you know. Like imaginative, you know.
Wizard.
Cool, I like it.
It is a favorite font of Aliens.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, that looks really good. And then let's see, we have a time sale from you. Oh,
did some crazy stuff.
part of it. Is the tire sale in here? Oh, here it is. Okay, that looks good. I like the tire sale. Now then, that tire sale document had another sale on it, right?
Yeah, I did that one. I made it an organ selling project.
Nice. Is that a liver or what is that?
Yeah,
There's no
try to make
phone
it
number.
funny.
Could you put the phone number on there? I have a market.
Definitely.
I have a buyer.
That's hysterical. And of course, the wizard font. I like the wizard font on this one here.
Yeah, I like the wizard font a lot.
Okay.
I like the classy font too, the fancy spaced out one.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, you guys, you might notice that at the bottom of the tire sale PDF, it gives you another exercise, which is just like this. It's like take something and make it for sale. And what does it say, Milo? Does it have you do 4 different layouts?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so one with like the header is the focus, which is the top left. And
Okay.
then one with the product. And
Okay.
2 with the product.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's
So that,
really cool.
yeah, that's well done. It's good exercise.
And
okay.
then I have the mask too, which I updated a little bit. Well, quite a bit actually.
Oh, wow.
Holy.
Oh,
nice.
that looks really cool.
Thanks.
Do you remember those little, does anybody remember those little rat creatures that Quiznos used in their ads like 10 years ago?
Okay, no. But I haven't had a TV in decades.
Okay, well, the eyes remind me of these little rat creatures. Then the background makes me think of Austin Powers, that movie.
I love that
Yeah,
movie.
definitely.
Yeah,
Somehow,
baby.
the blue one, weirdly, and the red one, or the off-red one, all of a sudden it starts to look like a slice of a strawberry.
Yeah, I can see that.
Can you see that?
Yeah,
Some
they're
of them?
kind of fruity.
Pretty eyeballs.
Like a bunch of Mentos.
Oh, very nice.
And that yellow one looks like, I don't know, like a bird or a cat eye.
Yeah.
Just the shape of it, something about it.
Yeah, I think this is a big improvement, Milo. It looks really good.
Huge. How did you
Yeah,
get like the
it's
gradient?
too busy.
You know, like the middle one that's sort of, I don't know if you guys call that teal or whatever. It's basically the middle greenish bluish one. It looks
Oh,
like a
yeah.
real eyeball because of the way the iris is.
The corona around the iris.
Yeah, how did you get all that shading like that? It seems
I used a bunch of different effects. So I think with that one I used the outer glow or something like that.
Mm,
It was in the
That's a
effects list around the iris.
it looks really believable. to me.
Good stuff.
Very nice. Nice. Okay, let's see. After that, we have Adrian. Hello, welcome, Adrian.
I'm about to upload my mask.
All right, you want to tell me when it's there, and I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta see if these people are here right now. Oops, sorry. Okay. I gotta see if these people are actually with me right now. Okay, I don't think so.
Oh, what am I doing?
Mia, do you have anything new?
This illustration.
Who?
No? Okay.
No, did you ask Mia?
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Okay. What is
Well, just the 2 masks, I took off the little template. I picked those, but then I did another star party a little different, and then I it says surprise in my tire thing. Oh, everything. Let's see. So star party 2. Okay, I could that's the first
You
one.
get in here.
Can you go and do star party 2?
Yeah.
I was playing with those, changing the gradients a little, that's all. And I changed one font, that was it.
Yeah, it looks like an improvement. I can read
Maybe.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe so. It was hard to do those, but I was playing with that. And then if you go to the 2 masks, well, you can just pick one, but I took off the template.
Good.
So that's when I submitted it to Redbubble, right?
Yeah, you need to do that for sure.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I removed the template and turned it into a ping. And then there's 2 other ones in there. One's called Surprise. That's just.
I don't know where that one is. I'm not seeing it.
Okay. And then the other one is the timers that it's showing me.
Yeah. I don't see the tire and I don't see the surprise.
Well, they're in mine. Let me try this. I'll put it like that. I'm going to say move, and then I'm going to put it, maybe I put it in one place. How about now?
Let's see. Yeah, there's tires.
Okay, you'll laugh because I'm not done. I'm just showing I was trying. That's all I got. And then the surprise was just to share with you guys the screen of when I ordered the masks. I just thought it was interesting.
Nice.
So that's my like site or whatever on Redbubble, and I ordered some for my sisters and my nieces.
That's nice.
Okay, that's all I got.
All right, looks good.
Greg, hi.
Okay, Robin, anything in your world new?
Yeah, I put the Star Party logo and the tire sale one in there.
Star Party logo. Ooh. What do you think about this, Kim?
Me? Oh, I'm the chosen one. Hang on. That's cute. I really like that one.
Yeah, I thought you might like that one.
Little lizard.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
nice.
Looking for water.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it's fun how it's like you're looking through the magnifying glass and you see the lizard detail.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should have made him like bigger than the rest of his body. Maybe I can fix it up.
No, I like it that way though.
That's a
It's
good
almost like a
point, actually.
filter on it, like a blue color filter or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if you took the end of the magnifying glass and extended it all the way over to the edge of the circle, I wonder how that would look.
Yeah, I could try that out.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's really nice.
I think it was also, I just need to get a little more comfortable with the node tool to like fix that. He's got really hard edges.
Oh yeah, you mean like the pen tools that let you use the points?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're difficult and it takes a while to master those. But it's good that you're using them because the more you use them, you get.
But his like front of his face, his head, it looks better with that kind of angles. The
Yeah.
tail may be slightly different, but the head looks perfect. And the arms, they look good.
Yeah, he looks really good. So now I'm gonna go to the did you do the zoo party as well?
Yeah, I just put that in like 2 minutes ago.
Okay. Nice.
Pretty standard. I was kind of in a creative slump with this one.
I don't know. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty. I like the bottom shape.
Yeah, there's a nice contrast between the dark blue and the yellow, so it's easy to read. And it's very minimalistic. It's nice.
It's like a floor, I guess that's what that shape is, so that the telescope's sitting on it, kind of.
Oh, some kind of ground, yeah.
Almost looks like inside a room like
Yeah.
you're in the planetarium.
Planetarium, yeah.
I meant it to be just like a tiny hill. I just made a rectangle and then used like the pen tool and lifted it up.
Got it. Yeah, it's definitely like you're on a platform or something. I guess that could be a platform.
That's cute.
This is very pretty.
Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, and then
Am I allowed to distract one more time with another question?
I live for it, Kim.
Awesome. Okay, so you know how when we're exporting our mask, I finished my mask, by the way.
Okay.
When we're exporting the picture, you know how you said we had to like make it so it cuts off at the artboard? How do I do that again? What do I?
You actually don't need to worry about that because Illustrator will cut it off for you.
Oh, okay.
So all you have to do is when you export it, like, okay, I have 2 artboards here. And when I click on the artboard tool, it tells me this one is artboard 1 and this one is artboard 2. Oh, actually it says this is artboard 1 and this is artboard 3 because I made a extra.
A second one and got rid of it.
Yeah. So, okay. So now I want to export this design, right? But let's say that I accidentally had my, my graphic sort of bigger than my artboard, right?
Yes.
So what you do is you go File, Export As,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is the magic thing. You click Use Artboards, and then in my case, I would just say that I'm using Artboard 1, and what it will do is it will only export whatever is fitting on the artboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine didn't have a little clicky thing like that. I'm going to assume I'm good until proven not good.
Well, you can always open it in Photoshop and like check the size of it and make sure it's the same size.
I could.
Yeah.
I could. 2 brain cells. Okay. I should upload that right now so you guys can look at it.
Yeah. Do it. I'm gonna look at Robin's tire sale.
Yes, do that first.
Okay. This looks really good, Robin. I'm telling people that that there's supposed to be drop shadows on the tires at the bottom. So if you get a chance, maybe throw some drop shadows on those things. Do we have a Big O Tire Center here in Tucson?
I could have sworn we did.
I thought we did. We did at one point. I don't know if it's still around, but yeah.
I think you had a whole ton of them.
Maybe
we have some. I take my car there.
I think I do too. I think there's several.
Okay, guys. Here's Kim's mask.
Wow, you got
Look at that.
way far ahead of me.
That's gorgeous.
It is really nice. I
How
like.
did you?
Did you use like the texture brushes?
Yeah, I downloaded a whole bunch of like free brushes just because they're free. Why would I not take free stuff? And I started going through finding one that like would blend it all for me. I think I actually just randomly selected that and it's just like, oh, this looks really cool. And then I struggled for like 20 minutes finding all the little dots for the regular stars.
How did you, quote unquote, find the dots for the stars? What?
Okay, hang on. Let me reopen Photoshop. It's gonna be a lot easier to show you.
Did you do the trace in the dots? The get an image and.
No. So, may I share my screen, pretty please?
Yeah, let me enable that.
Yeah, do what you got to do first. Photoshop is reopening for me.
I'm making notes.
Let's
Okay,
see.
colored pens. This is important. First of all, free brushes sounds like fun.
Right?
First of all, it has my favorite word. Free.
Right? That's my favorite word. I love free.
Okay, you can share now.
Okay, I'm waiting for my thing to want to function with me. So, sure, we'll just throw in that 9x9. And then Photoshop. Okay, so I can right click with my little pen if I can tap into it, right? And it brings up this whole little bar that I can just go through and click. So it was down in splatter brushes.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did I pick? I picked dots. And then let me change the color real quick. That won't show up. Okay. And then I can just paint a whole bunch of little dots onto the screen.
Wow.
And that's how I did all those little stars. Or in this top corner here, it also has one in case you can't just right click with your pen. And you can select a different one. And, ooh, that's pretty.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yes.
Tying this sort of into class. So my background right now is showing one of these virtual backgrounds, at least that I can see. But yesterday was my fridge. So I actually hung a sheet, which you guys can't see today because I put it there and now you can't see it. But I was going to do splatter painting, trying to spit this out, but I was going to do splatter painting on a sheet to make a background for these Zoom meetings so you don't have to look at my fridge. But I was going to go out in the desert, which is out back here, and just throw paint because it just seemed like fun, right?
Yeah.
However, with Redbubble and your splattering tools, I don't have to even get my hands dirty. And I could upload the same concept. I don't know if I would do it that way, but I could get a printed sheet, like bed sheets or whatever, pillowcases.
You totally could.
It looks like paint splatter, you know, like if you go out and just throw the.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of those splatter brushes if you head to
Adobe?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
I got it. Okay, thanks so much, you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I have to
I'm
figure
still
out
gonna
what
throw
I'm doing
paint in the
again.
desert because it just seems like fun.
Because why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
put a
wait.
sheet out there and throw paint all over it and make a background.
Stop is at the top. That's right.
Okay, nice. That looks really good.
It's really, really pretty.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing the free brushes concept.
Yeah, of course.
I have a question.
Yes.
I hope this is not dumb, but for the mask, I'm seeing that it's more towards designs and patterns. Is that correct? I wasn't here for the rest of the days. I had work.
Yeah. Well, you can do whatever you want for the mask. So whatever you did is correct.
Okay, because I was starting to do rough sketches of them, and I just wanted to double check that the requirements were correct. Thank you.
Okay. And is there anything in your folder we should look at, or are you just working on it?
I'm just working on them right now.
Okay.
The only thing I really have is just the apps. Right now, I think I just did like thumbnails for the Zoom posters and the Zoo posters, and that's about it.
All right. Let's see. So.
Hi, Greg. I have my logo in there. Sorry.
I'm sorry. There was a question.
Hi. I have something in my folder, the Discovery Series logo.
And this is Claudia talking?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's this one that I have on my screen. So I just have to share my screen. Okay. Right. Let's give Claudia some feedback on her logo.
Pretty good.
Looks very professional. I forgot the Illustrator had leaf brushes.
How'd you do the, is it a distort tool that looks like a fisheye lens on the Discovery Series words?
Oh, that's cute.
Yes, it's something I just learned how to do. It's like envelope something. So you create a shape and then you kind of, I don't know how to say it, like you put type next to it and then it kind of fills out the shape. I don't know, it's weird. Is
it the warp?
Fisheye lens.
Is it the warp tool? Does that sound?
Yeah, I think it's the warp tool. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I like that you did some different treatments here. There's the one on top and then a little different color. I like, yeah, that little, what's the name of that lizard thing there?
Chameleon?
I'm not sure which one it is, to be honest.
Or
but
iguana?
Yeah, like a
iguana or a chameleon.
Yeah, he's cute.
And then that one, like the white one, is kind of more for, I don't know, like for different applications or depending on the background, kind of for print or something. And then that one's just like an extra artboard.
Yeah.
That's really smart. And then you have some matching sort of graphics at the bottom that you can kind of put on other documents.
Yeah, that's for like print or for like a flyer or.
Wow.
There's like different organizations that you're working with.
Do you work in this business? I mean, it seems like you've done this before.
I do, yeah. I work in marketing, but I just started out with graphic designs.
Wow. Well, you definitely have an eye for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, looks good.
Looks really good. Okay, that's all we're looking at from you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I already uploaded my mask.
Okay. I'm not sure which file it would be. Which file is it? Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. That looks nice. What do you guys think?
Oh, it came out great.
Pretty good.
Oh, that's cool.
That's very nice.
I wonder, were you thinking of putting like any texture or anything on the gray robot metal area?
I did, but I mean, since it was Illustrator, I didn't know how to do that. I think if it was Photoshop, I could probably put a mask and put a texture, but
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I will show you something that will be helpful to you guys in an instance like this. Let me go to, I'm going to go to one of my favorite, oh, look at this. Gary Larson is back online doing Far Side cartoons.
Yay! Yay!
They're all digital now. And
Aw.
this one's called Bears Eating Cub Scouts.
Yeah, good choice. Good choice.
If you're a fan of Gary Larson, check out his site. But anyway,
Bummer birthmark, Hal.
so this is one of my favorite. There's clip art websites that do vector art, and you can get some art free and some art you have to pay for. There's a bunch of them. Free Pick is one, you know, Dreams Time, things like that. But anyway, this one's called Vecteezy. And the reason I'm showing you this is because they actually have Illustrator textures which are vector. So like if I type the word texture in the search box here, look at what comes up here. See Adrian's grungy textures, right?
yeah.
It's like the kind of thing you would make in Photoshop, but you can download these and open them in Illustrator and then just put them into your artwork if you like.
So
is grunge like metal?
I'm sorry, what?
Is grunge like metal?
Well, grunge is just a term which means dirty, and you can see that they're using grunge in different examples here. Like even this dark wood is considered grunge, and you know, if you wanted a metal background, you could just type in you know, metal texture or whatever. That's a good idea, actually. Let me type that for you.
Can you link that in the chat, please?
Can I do what?
Link. Can you put the link in the chat?
Yeah, I will be more than happy to do that.
Thank you.
Is this like downloading? It's not like downloading brushes into Illustrator. It's just a one-time putting it into one of your artboards kind of thing.
Well, these sites they basically give you some things for free, and then some things you have to pay for.
So you would save like a folder on your computer then, not within Illustrator, but you would save on your computer.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So like what you would do is, here, let me show you an example. Let's say that Adrian wanted to get a metal texture to put on his robot hand, right? So check out all these cool textures, right? So now here's...
Anyone want to watch my head explode? Okay, ready?
Here's the tricky part. Now, notice that some of the textures have this little star on them, right?
Oh.
The ones with the star you have to pay for, okay? The ones without the star are free. So it basically limits your choice. So like if Adrian looked at these two and he was in love with this one on the right, but he didn't want to pay for it, he could get this one on the left and it would be almost as good, right? So, but notice how many of these have that little star on them. So, you know, sometimes the best things on this site have the star and you have to pony up a few bucks to get the download. You know?
Could you, like my photo apps on my phone have grunge? Could you, like say you just took a snapshot of grunge image, could you make your own grunge image, in other words, and import it into Illustrator?
Yeah.
Or your own, you can make your own metal by screenshotting it or something?
Yeah, the difference is if you're doing something like that, or you're doing something like it sounds like what Kim did, which is to make sort of a grungy pattern or a texture in something like Photoshop, what you're doing is you're placing a raster or a pixel-based image inside of Illustrator, and you're combining that with your vector art. And that's fine. People do that all the time. It's totally legit, right? The
By
only
tracing it in?
they don't even have to trace it. You can just place it in there and it'll show up. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
You can trace it. The reason to trace something is so that you can edit it in Illustrator.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, the only difference between that process and this one is this is completely vector, which means you're going to have complete control over this when you bring it into Illustrator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
So they would be called vector backgrounds?
yeah, vector textures probably if you want to.
Vector text. Okay. Wow.
Well, I think that looks really good. Adrian, you did a nice job with that.
Great. And the concept's just hilarious because it's
Yeah, like the robot muffling you. And then let's see. Let's see. Yi, have you got anything new in there? First.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What is it, mass from you, or
What?
what are we looking at that's new from you?
I have the revised Mass 2, and I kind of mess around with Mass 3 and Project Pod 3, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 2 and 3 is new too.
Okay, we'll look at all this stuff. So here's your.
This is the first one. Yeah.
This was your
This is
original.
the initial. Yep.
Okay. And then here is a revision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it looks good in white. And then here is another.
I'm trying to make a pacifier, but I couldn't figure out how to make the line. So
oh no, I got it. It's a pacifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
I
tell
like that.
what it is.
You know,
It's gonna be
maybe the background should be kind of a fleshy color.
Yeah, I just don't know how to make the middle
Indeed.
gradient without using gradient.
So
I try even making a line, but it doesn't look nice.
oh, I see. Can you just go with a solid color?
I don't know. I never tried it yet. I just tried to use the gradient, and this is as far as I can get.
All right, let me.
And then the flesh background would really clinch it.
Yeah.
Maybe some freckles. Babies have freckles.
Yeah, you can add freckles. That'd be funny. Or if you want to add whiskers.
Seriously.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw in a flat color here. Oh, you've got a. That's weird that it's gradiating out.
Yeah.
I don't even know why it's doing the gradient thing when it looks like you have just a solid color in here.
I had something like that, and I had two of the same thing on top of each other. And
Oh, the
Or it's
gradient
just a,
in this little area. The gradient's in this area.
yep, the gradient is actually in the cell. I'm
Right.
just using circles.
I see. Okay. So that's a little slightly different area here. Let's see this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get away with gradient, but it didn't turn out well. If you get what I mean.
And okay.
I liked it the way it is.
Thank you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the gradient is as strong as if it was just kind of a solid line.
Yeah, I even draw a line, but it turned out kind of weird.
Yeah, I know, because it would still be gradient.
Can't you just take that one
Yeah.
shape and ungradient it?
I tried, but I just couldn't. No, I don't know how to.
Well, it seems like what you would want to do is just combine these two shapes and then put it on top of this being solid like that. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so you see this shape right here? We have to cut a circle out of it, right?
Uh-huh.
So that it becomes like a donut, right?
Uh-huh.
So what we do is we go to our ellipse tool. I'm just going to pick a different color so it's really obvious, and draw a circle, right? Now, in order to get this circle exactly inside the other circle, I'll hold down my command or my control key and hit Y and put the one circle on top of the other. It looks like I just happened to get lucky, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is where you would use the Pathfinder tool, and you guys are going to find that the Pathfinder tool is your best friend, right? I'm gonna select both of these, and then I'm gonna go Window Pathfinder, and I'm gonna choose this second one here, which is gonna subtract the front shape from the back one, okay? And so that gives us the donut shape, right?
Oh.
Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little circle, which we want to make part of this shape.
Hmm.
I'm going to select that and hold my shift key and select the donut. And now I'm going to choose this Pathfinder shape, which is called Unite. And that makes all that one shape, right? So now all I have to do is put this thing on
What
top.
was it called? Knife?
It will show through like that.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
Okay.
Was it called knife or nice?
Unite. Unite.
Oh, unite.
Yeah. Okay, so that looks really good. And then project 2. Okay, so that's your Discover Series logo, which looks cool. Any feedback on this logo?
It looks Egyptian because of the Egyptian seeing eye thing.
Yeah, it's like a cat.
It does.
Yeah.
I would go to your museum in Egypt.
This looks like a logo for a spying organization, you know.
Yeah, CIA.
A really bad one, like Team Rocket.
Watching you.
Oh, this is nice. I like all the telescopes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that you highlighted those words. Glow, star, and make a wish. What the heck? Make a wish on a shooting star. I mean, that is just clever.
Hey, you guys, notice that the flyers that have like really high contrast in them work really well. Like, you know, there were a couple flyers that had like a dark background and then light text, and that really pops out, you know.
I have a question on that. But one thing is those are very realistic telescopes with the convex lens. But I have a tendency towards muted colors and not high contrast. I don't like when it pops. It just bugs the crap out of me. So how do I make my graphics readable when I like more muted contrast?
Maybe put like light strokes of color around them, like a white stroke around.
Okay, yeah, because I'm never gonna. It's gorgeous and it's so readable and it's perfect, but that's not what I'm gonna make ever.
Yeah, that's.
Because I don't like the contrast. I dated an artist for like 7 years. I lived with him, and he kept going, "Make it pop," and I'm like, "No."
No, I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why we broke up.
I'm gonna make you pop right out the door. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're bothering me.
Get away from me, kid. You bother me. Okay, and there we got the tires. Looks really good. Really nice. Very clean.
I couldn't get the font. I just don't have
Cooper
it.
Black thing. Don't sweat it. Nobody cares about the Cooper Black.
The inside of the, what do you call it? The hubcaps came out great.
The only thing I would say is this big tire cell, the text, you probably want to use the vertical scale to make that 200%.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything else looks really good. Okay.
So can I ask something? Because the directions were like, I thought I counted 11 stars on the thingy and it said make 10, but some people are just doing 6. So I guess we're just make as many stars as we want, right?
You know, here's the thing. I would like you guys to pay attention to the instructions and do the best you can. But if you have a little error, I'm not concerned about it because, as I've said, my concern is just that you learn how to use the program, right? And so if you know how to make stars, you know how to copy them, you know how to do drop shadows. I don't care if you have 6 or 11. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but, you know, that being said, the closer you get to the actual assignment, to being doing your work as it was requested on the assignment, the better it is for you, because that means you're reading instructions and processing them and giving people back exactly what they asked for. You know, that's always a good thing too.
Well, and when I had like 10 and the pictures look like 11 or whatever. I wanted to add a star. It actually was a really good learning experience because I had to add a star into an existing row and then
Right.
balance. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So like I said, you know, I guess my philosophy is try to do the best job that you can, pay attention to the instructions and do what you think they ask you to do. And, you know, if you make a mistake, you know, we might bring it to your attention and then you'll do better next time. But it's not really a deal breaker if you do 7 stars instead of 11. You know what I mean?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So say I did 27 stars by mistake or whatever, and the suggestion was, hey, Mia, take the stars down a notch. Are we supposed to then redo it and then put the new version back in our folder so it's...
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Because part of this class is trying to teach you like how to respond to, say, a client who's critiquing your work. Like let's say that instructions for the last assignment actually came from a tire company. They actually sent you an email and said, okay, we want an ad and this is what we want, right? If you sent them something that had 27 stars, they only asked for 11, you would probably get a communication back that says, hey, we really only want 11 stars. 27 looks like too much. And then you'd have to change it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So
that's going to happen to me every time I try to make something.
Yeah, it is good to pay attention to the instructions and try and replicate it as best you can, you know. Okay, Luke, have you got anything new in here? Cottrell?
Yeah. I put the star, the Discovery logo and the party flyer, and then
okay, let's give
thing.
Let's give Luke some feedback on his logos here.
The one on top isn't really. It was just the first try, and I didn't like it. The second one is the one that I went with.
The one with the blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're blue, definitely. The other one's good, but the other one with the blue, really, the blue triangle is awesome.
Luke, how did you make that star in the middle?
So I made like a kind of a star with like a smaller radius or whatever inside, and then I used I went under effects and then went to distort, and there's a twist option where you can like rotate, you can just kind of like twist it infinitely, and I just kind of got it to a certain point that I like.
So I think what he did was he took the star and he made a star, and then he went under effects and he went to distort and transform, and he went to twist.
Yeah.
What you do is you start putting an angle in here.
Awesome.
And it previews.
All right.
It's Patrick, the star from whatever that is. SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, just make it pink though.
It's so cool though. It can go on and on and on, and it just like you can make some weird looking.
I love distort tools.
The effects stuff.
So okay, so where's that other one? Yeah, so it's really trippy. It looks like something you would see when you're looking under a microscope. The little lines and stuff, as if you're looking at a telescope. It's like cosmic rays. I don't know how to say it, but it looks like you've tuned into stuff we don't normally see with our eyes without assistive devices. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks. I mean, I tried to make it like 3, 6, 9, so it's like the 3-sided triangle, and then there's a hexagon, and then there's a decagon or a nonagon around the outside, so it's all kind of like.
Because of the symmetry that the eye perceives, or something magical that I'm unaware of?
I just think 3, 6. There's the rules of threes. It's kind of.
Yeah, 3 is a very good thing. It occurs in nature. Our eyes perceive it. We like to see things in 3. I just didn't realize. I just think humans see stuff more than we realize we see. So tapping into multiples of 3 makes it very appealing.
I think it's a beautiful logo. It almost looks like the logo could stand on its own and be like on a T-shirt and just look super cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't feel like it fits any sort of like whatever demographic that this would be, like, you know, the people that would be wanting to attend this thing, but I would assume that it's for like kids, you know, and families and whatnot.
It
Doesn't
looks
really
geeky.
seem like it.
It looks science geeky to me,
Okay, cool.
which is perfect.
So I guess that's good then.
Yeah. Yeah.
It I have a bias because I've been working on games a lot lately, but it kind of reminds me of like a die, you know, like a 20-sided die or something like that.
Really? But you know, it also looks like a pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. Okay. Then we have the Star Party. Wow.
Oh.
Oh God, I have been trying all class not to go, Luke, I am your father, but now you've Star Wars, man.
Feels like a
It's okay. You can do that all you want. I've been getting that since I was a preschooler.
Still shocked.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It'd be good to make flyers for like a DJ or something.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna.
I'd love to.
This looks like a punk band is gonna play at the zoo or something. You know, like is it
Right?
They look like they.
Yeah, there has to be live music.
You just stick some
Why not
guitars
like
in those
this?
little
How
astronauts.
about to this?
Nice.
Thanks.
I like the monkeys in the spacesuits.
Reminds me of a
Thanks.
planet of Earth.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Oh, I can't buy my own design yet. That's right.
Kim, can you hear?
I
Look-
can't hear you.
Look at this flyer.
You know, I've been going through space stuff this whole time. That's really pretty. I love the colors.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question, Luke.
What?
Did you do that import texture or splatter paintbrushy thing to make the stars too? Also.
Yeah, actually, I used a lot of stock photos for this thing, like on Pexel. So I just downloaded a star pattern and image traced that, and then that's the same thing with the space monkey.
Yeah, they're like the space monkey, the space monkey. You downloaded it from what site?
Pexels, PEX. It's like pixels with an E.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Adding it to my list.
Yep.
Very nice. And then anything
Thank
else?
you.
Let's see. We got tires from you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Looks good. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Nice.
Flyer.
Thanks.
All right, you guys. Good job. Lots of great stuff in there. Why don't we go ahead and take a little 15-minute break, and then we'll come back and learn some new stuff.
15-minute break. You mean buy my stickers?
Yeah, spend that money. But can I just rephrase what you said and say we will try to learn some new stuff? I'm just speaking for myself.
Where is? I did add that one. Whoa. Okay. I know what's going on now. I have that last brain cell I was missing.
Hey, Kim, did you like your sticker surprise?
I did. Thank you.
I started laughing when I don't even know, it was so random. It goes, would you like to send $15 of stickers to someone? I was like, what? And I'm like, yes.
Like, yeah.
I just started laughing. I mean, until 2 days ago or whenever you guys started talking about stickers, that's not something I was even aware of that people did much. So, oh, you know what, Kim?
Yes.
You could, since I went way out of my way to try to spell Sightseer, which is not easy.
It's not. It's
especially as a kindergartner, I'm sure that was tough.
It is very challenging.
Kim S, can I just be Kim S? You could take a picture of all your stickers, like some bizarre thing that you keep saying your laptop's covered with stickers, and share that or send it to my email.
I could. You're
I
right.
would really get a kick out of that since you seem to be very into stickers. And
stickers are amazing. I love stickers.
I love people that have enthusiasm. So it's like, I want to see this.
I have a whole bunch of stickers. I have a giant box of just art supplies that I really need to start drawing like on paper and pencil again.
You know what I have here, and we used to have it when I did homeschooling with my kids, is the end. They don't even know if they print newspapers anymore, but it's some kind of big roll of paper. It looks like the end roll of a newspaper, but it's just this ginormous 4-foot roll of paper that you could just like draw and paint. And
Like right now, I've just gone through and I filled up my entire cart with space stickers.
everybody that orders their mask from Redbubble or anything from Redbubble gets $15 of free stickers. Matter of fact, Kim, I might also get $15 of credit towards stickers, in which case I'm going to have you select them and you can buy them and we'll send them to you, because
We'll just ship all the stickers to me. I'll cover all of the walls. We won't be able to tell what color they are anymore.
sweet. Hilarious. I was literally Googling splatter painting because I wanted to make a background, because yesterday my fridge was showing, but I didn't realize. I'm still going to do it old school way because it's just way too much fun to throw paint around. I was going to take like paint filled water balloons and just launch them down off the back cliff.
Let's go with PayPal. Why not?
Yeah, I live kind of on a bluff, so I can like put the sheet down there and just
Right?
But those tools are cool, and so Adobe has downloadable stuff. I don't even know what to say, you guys. I haven't even owned a television in like decades, and so using all these remotes and everything has been freaking my little brain out, and all this technology. But I guess I could make a splatter painting with the brushes.
Now, what I'm trying to figure out is if, because I bought because I have 10 stickers right now, if it won't apply it since it already has a discount applied to them.
Oh, I got you. So what hole is, you can't enter it from the outside, but light can escape from it. Okay. I don't know. This it's like an endless, I guess I'm gonna have to call it a black hole then. I didn't want to, but.
Or maybe because it's more than $15?
Order duplicates, give some to your friends.
I have like 3 sets. That's a whole bunch of stickers and then a whole bunch of like singular ones. And a lot of them, if not all of them, are space themed.
You know what you could do for me?
Yes.
Although you probably don't want to waste your stickers unless you have ones that you can take on and off. Just show up to class with stickers all over your face and your.
I could do that. I could do that.
That would be freaking hilarious.
I've actually made some of my own stickers.
That's radical.
Hang on.
So if you stuck them all over yourself, took a picture, just call it Sticker Queen, whatever.
I could. This is the wrong one. Okay. My school books
They're
are
right there.
next to mine.
There's a couple on your shoulder. You might have forgot them. I don't want.
This one? Just a couple. I think they're a little more permanent than the others.
Oh.
But like, I have this one that I made, if the light stops shining. She's one of my characters. And then I have.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
This asshole before I changed his design, slightly.
Wow.
That looks like Ruby.
And then I have these 2. And they
Where'd they
are some of my favorites. And I want to make more.
You should just put a bunch of stickers on your ceiling.
I could.
So that when
I
you
don't think my
open your-
grandparents would be too happy about stickers on the ceiling, though.
Wait, but it's okay. That's what they make
True.
heat for. So, Luke. Are you going to get an album, a vinyl album printed?
Probably not. Maybe whatever I end up making next, I might, but not for this last one, no.
Nah. I just like.
It would be cool, but I don't know. I'm kind of delving into visual art a lot more right now. So, and, you know, trying to be graphic designer. So, you know, have to make a living somehow.
I think yeah, right. You should be able to do it. I mean, even if
that makes more sense.
But you know what? I think it's really fascinating when they talk about you can hear the colors.
Synesthesia?
Pretty much, yeah.
I know. I like that too. I love psychedelic art.
Is it mail time already?
My dad
no
was
one
a
there.
physics professor amongst a million other things, but colors have a temperature and a vibration, so you do actually feel them, and you do probably hear them. Not that everyone gets them. But
I could feel colors. I scared some of my friends because we were going through like a makeup palette, and I was just like, "Yep, this is this color. This is this color. This is this one." And they're
you had your eyes
freaking
closed?
out. Yep. Like I was covering my eyes and everything. It was really cool. Okay, who wants stickers?
I need some. I have none. I feel deprived.
We're lacking stickers. You should totally type your email for me though.
Okay, what, in the chat thing?
Either in the chat thing or you can just tell it and I'll type it out right now.
Oh.
You can send personal messages to people if you don't want to send it to the whole class.
So all you gotta do is select their names and then I can do this.
Oh my God, you guys.
And so you'll get it like, and it's just to you.
Does it stack?
Oh. I'm gonna type Site Zinger. It's hard to spell.
It's very hard to spell.
I
It's hard to spell. It's just as hard to say.
My mother's from Munich, so it's like Sightzinger.
It's just like, yes, I know how to say this.
Yeah, you know,
very few people know how to say my last name.
Yeah, I can hit. My mom unfortunately just passed away, but she had still had an accent. Yeah. Oh, so it's just Mia. I don't care. MiaFlowerPot@gmail.com. I like gardening. There.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right.
Sightzinger. Sightzinger.
Ha
Kyle Sightzinger. Oh, sorry. It just doesn't sound German. No.
Oh, it's sent from my old email. Oh well, that's fine. I'll live.
I hate Italians. Hate.
Nothing that bad.
Okay, thanks. Whatever that is. Oh my God, that's hilarious. If we keep sending them back and forth to each other, maybe we'll be rich in stickers.
We'll just have an army of stickers. Let's see, I bought 5 from just one person. Their designs are super cute. Now I got it. Oh, no, I gotta follow this person, not try to send them stuff. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Literally, showing my welcome to my world. Yeah. Didn't know what I did.
No, I don't want the phone case. Actually, I kind of want the phone case. Never mind, it's a cheap phone case.
They don't make like pillowcases. They make throw pillows. I have to go to another site. God, where is everyone? Did I hang up?
Everyone left us.
Well, you know, yeah. Oh my God, I have all these windows open. I don't even know how to make this thing work, so it's just freaky. There was something else. How did you make that chat box show up? I can't.
Which one? Oh, so if I can pull my thing up. At the bottom, there's a little button next to screen share that says chat, and that'll pull it up.
There is?
Yeah. Or you can press Alt H, since I know you're on Windows as well.
Yeah, I think what's going on is I might have something hidden somewhere because I don't have anything at the bottom.
Ooh, that's a bigger sticker. Wait, hang on. I know one of my friends is on. Give me a second. I swear I have 2 brain cells.
Looks like the teacher's there, so shape up, Kim.
Nah. The further into class we go, the less brain cells I have.
So it's not just me.
What is their name on, what is it? Okay.
I'm muting. I'm taking a break.
Haha, I found him. He thought he could hide from me. I can send you the specific link. I still have this sticker. I need to put this sticker somewhere.
Yeah. I have so many screens open. I have monitors around my entire house. I live in a spaceship right now.
It's really cool. Did I have her? I know I have these 2. I don't know where the others went.
Oh.
Well, I need this one.
These are all like, you can take them off and stick them somewhere else and take them off and stick them somewhere else stickers? Are they like mine?
I don't know. I have a couple stickers from Redbubble already on my laptop. I haven't taken them off because I bought them from a friend and it's just like, I need to protect these forever.
Well, okay, so 2 questions.
Yes.
You know those ones that you stick on, they're sort of vinyl-y and you can peel them off?
Yes. That's right. I said I'd buy Catboy Oma.
And then the other thing is, do you now need a piece of protective film to go over your stickers? Or, you know what I mean?
I don't put a little protective thing on my stickers.
Could you spray them before you?
Could.
Since it seems important and, you know, to protect them. Okay, there's an invention. One of you guys make a little clear plastic sleeve that goes over the back of the laptop to cover everyone's stickers so they don't get all scratched up.
Or buy a whole bunch of stickers. Sorry, I'm buying a whole bunch of them from one of my friends right now.
So the thing is, do you care if they get destroyed and you just get new ones? Or do you want to keep them so that someday they're vintage stickers?
I want them to still like look nice when I put them on things, but if they get messed up, I'll buy a new one. If I can't find the sticker anymore, then I'll just cry.
You know what I mean? Because, I mean, what if you had a 1949 original vintage sticker?
Then damn, I just lost that amazing sticker.
Right. That would be a mistake. Well, I guess you could take an image of it, trace it in, and reprint it.
I
but
could.
It wouldn't really be original, but.
Oh no, it'd be
Is there
a crime
black
if I
market
didn't
stickers?
get that.
Is there black market stickers?
Somewhere, probably.
Oh, my head hurts. Okay, going over.
Going through now and buying all these stickers that I very much do not need, but it's fine because I will find somewhere to put them.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to give you the 2-minute warning here. We'll come back to class in about 2 minutes.
In a whole 2 minutes? Do you know how many stickers I can buy in 2 minutes?
I think I'm about to find out.
A lot, okay? I've already bought a lot.
$15 worth of stickers must be like a whole bunch of stickers.
I don't know, but
if you
is
know
there
what you're doing.
stickers anonymous?
Well, we're gonna have to do an intervention for Kim because she's clearly an addict to stickers. Like,
No.
Adrian, I'm with you on this.
No. There's
in there,
there's
we're
so
gonna have to do
many
an
like
intervention.
better things that you could do an intervention for.
Clearly, stickers were a part of the past that made him happy, and that ever since that, it just happened.
Stickers of my favorite
Oh my
characters
God, Kim.
from my favorite game. Yes.
It says chop chop. It's a time limited offer. You have to get those stickers right away.
Bold of you to assume that I won't.
Right. Okay. Just check them.
Oh, I need this one.
You're on it.
Oh yeah, I'm on it.
God,
Oh,
does anyone
that's
have any
cute.
chocolate they could send me through the computer? Oh, I have chocolate.
Maria who's born stupid. Oh no, that's horrible. I'm adding that to cart.
Okay, when did you start doing digital art?
When did I start?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You hear that?
Gotta matching stickers.
Okay, guys, I think we're going to get started up again. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again.
Okay, I'm gonna keep adding stickers to cart.
Okay, that's important, so please do.
It's very important.
Okay, so I wanted to quickly talk about grading for the class and tell you how it's going to go. So the syllabus that I introduced you guys to on the first day was kind of generic. It was kind of like, oh, there's 1,000 points to the class, and if you get 900 plus, you get an A, and so on and so forth. So so I broke that down into something more specific. And so this is the specific breakdown of how you're going to be graded in the class. So 10% is class participation. So that's just, actually showing up in the class and asking questions, sharing your work, all that good stuff. 10% is the class presentation that you're doing. And then we're going to do 3 different programs. We're going to learn Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. And then we're going to have a final project, which is a combination of all 3. So each of those is going to be worth 20%. So we got 20% for all of those, and then 10% for the 2 above, the class presentation participation, and that is 100% of your grade. Now, as to when you'll get your grades, what's going to happen is early next week, we're going to finish the Illustrator component of this class. You're going to finish these little exercises, and then I'm going to give you like kind of a final Illustrator assignment. After you're done with that final Illustrator assignment, I'll give you a grade for the whole Illustrator portion of the class, right? Same will be true with Photoshop. We'll do a bunch of exercises, have a little Photoshop thing. I'll give you your Photoshop grade. Same with InDesign, and then you'll get a final grade, which will include those 3, plus the final project, plus the class participation and the presentation. Okay, and those grades will be in Banner, the Pima online system. And if you don't know how to check them out, I'll be happy to show that to you. So, any questions for me right now? Yeah. Questions?
Will someone ever be able to stop my sticker buying habits?
That's questionable for sure.
You get an A stickers.
Okay.
I get an aid stickers. I like that.
So I'm going to assume, since there's no questions, you guys all understand this, right? And we're good? Okay. All right. So let me go back to the class website here. I got to move this thing up here and go here to the class website. Okay. Just a reminder, tomorrow's the last day of class for this week, and so it's show and tell. So please get some examples of either your artwork or artwork that's super cool that you want to share with the class. Maybe put them inside a folder that's marked, week 2 or something like that, so we can differentiate it from the stuff we already saw. And then we'll share that tomorrow as part of the class. Okay, so we're at the point where we're going to do, I'm going to show you a few new things in Illustrator and give you a new assignment. And this, of course, is for everybody who's finished all the way through the tire assignment. Now, I do need to point one thing out, which is that the tire assignment had a second part to it. Let me go back to that and show you. So if you go to the class website and you go back to day 4, and you click on learn new skills with Illustrator, part 1 is, I believe, the tires, and part 2 is something else slightly different. Yeah, part 2 is this. And this is what, I think it was Milo that did the liver sale, the organ sale. The part 2 download is just go ahead and take an object and make it for sale and feature different things, like, feature the product or feature the text or whatever. And it can be very simple like this. But make sure that after you finish the tire project that you do part 2 of this before you move on to the next thing that we're going to do today. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so what we're going to do today is the next assignment, which is on today's class post. It says today's Illustrator exercise, and you click on that, and it downloads a little file called Flower. Now, this file has some instructions at the top, and then underneath it's got all this cool stuff, right? Which is an example of what you're going to create. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at all the tools you'll use to make this, and then we'll cut you guys loose to work on it and do any catch up that you need to do for finishing up assignments. Okay, so let me open this. Let me open my chat box too, in case anybody has any questions. Okay, let's see. Letting you know, I put in my thumbnails and ideas for the zoo poster. Okay. All right, let's see. What we're going to do is go to Illustrator over here, and we're going to have the flyer, and we're going to go up to the top and see what we need to review for this assignment, right? So let's see. Starting out, it says review how to place text and use text blocks. Okay. Review how to format text, tracking, indenting, paragraph spacing, and review how to spell check. So let's review all that stuff. So first, if you click on your text tool and drag out a text box, then it's going to fill it with some lorem ipsum text, right? Which is just junk text. Now, remember that if you want to take this text and put it, make it link to another block of text somewhere, what you have to do is take this block and make it a little smaller, because if you make it smaller, that means there's more text than is being shown. And when you make it smaller, this little square in the lower right corner turns red. And that's called the overset text box. And what happens is that's telling you there's more text than is being shown. Now, if you click on that little red box, your cursor gets loaded up with what looks like a bunch of text. And so now you can take that and go somewhere else and click and drag out, and now you get a new text box, which is linked to the first text box. So any changes you make to the first text box, whether you delete text or whether you add text, it's gonna push through and carry to the second text box, okay? And you can keep doing that stuff all day long. Here's the second text box. I can shrink that so that it's too small. I can click on that little red section here, and I can make a new text box down here, and you can see it shows what links to what. And it doesn't matter where you move these, the linking stays consistent, right? Okay, so that's the text boxes. Now, review how to format text, tracking, indenting, and paragraph spacing. Okay, I'm gonna delete all of these text boxes and make a brand new one. Now, when you make text in Illustrator, you have the options to align that text either left, right, or center. And you do that via the paragraph palette, right? And here is the paragraph palette. You can open that up from the layout view. Anytime I open a window that you guys can't see, you can go here to window and come down to this list of windows and click on whatever's not showing up. Like if I wanted to see the graphic styles window, I could click there and it would pop up on my screen. And if it doesn't pop up, that probably means it's already here somewhere, and I just have to look around for it, right? Now with paragraphs, you can left align paragraphs, which is the default. You can center them, right, which is clicking on this little guy right here, the center paragraph button. You can align them right, and then you can do something called justification. Does anybody know what justification is?
No.
Okay. So,
I do. It makes it go between both margins. It
Right,
spreads it so it fits perfectly.
right. Justification is where it takes the text and makes it run from the left side to the right side, and so that each side is perfectly straight, and then it puts a weird amount of spacing in the middle. Let me show you what I mean. Let me make this paragraph
Question.
small. Yeah.
I don't know why you would link text. I don't get that.
If you were making an ad that had pictures of products, you would put little boxes of text next to each product. And if it were a running commentary, almost like a magazine article or something, the text would flow from one box to the next.
Got it.
Okay, so here's what justified text looks like. Right now, here's left aligned text, centered text, and right aligned text. Now watch this. When I do fully justified text, notice what happens. The text is straight lines on either side, but then it just puts weird amount of spacings in the middle of some lines. Now, you might say to yourself, who would ever do that, right? Well, a lot of the publishing industry does that for like paperback books and stuff like that. They just, I don't know what the rationale is. Maybe they like the fact that they have straight lines on both sides.
Well,
Maybe,
that is, but
maybe
it's not usually such an extreme bunch of spaces.
maybe it helps that that fill out, you know, their books. You know, maybe it does something with the word count or something like that. And it's true, it's not usually such an extreme amount of space, but justification is still a pretty weird form of writing here, or I should say of alignment, right, with text. Now, the other things that you can do are you can indent paragraphs. You can indent the first lines of paragraphs. You can indent the last lines of paragraphs, and so on and so forth, right? So let's see what that looks like. So here's a bunch of paragraphs, right? Now, if I wanted to take this paragraph and indent it to the right, I would just click on this first button here and move it up like this, and see how it's moving the whole paragraph to the right. If I do this, I can sort of outdent it to the left, right?
Outdent.
Yeah. Now, other things that you might want to do is you might just want to take the very first line and indent it. And if you look at this icon right here, that's what it's showing you. There's a little arrow pointing to the first line, and if you roll your mouse over it, it says first line indent. You go ahead and you click this up, and what it does is it indents the first line of every single paragraph, right? Now, and of course, you can take all these back to 0 if you want them to look like they normally did, right?
That other one below that,
Yeah.
space in the paragraphs.
Right. The one below that puts space between the paragraphs at the top of the paragraph, right? That's what that little block is at the top. And then the one to the right of that puts space in at the bottom of the paragraph. So right at the end of the paragraph, right?
Cool.
Now, also, this one here will move your text to the left. It'll start on the left side or right side and move your text to the left, right? So, you know, all kinds of weird choices that you can do with text here. But some of them are handy, like in this exercise, if they ask you to indent the first paragraph, you know, 5 letter spaces or something like that, you can do that right here in the paragraph panel. Now, one last thing about paragraphs, this little hyphenate button down at the bottom, which has a check mark in it, it automatically hyphenates text. Now, some people, myself included, don't really like the way that looks. Let me show you an example. So I'm going to get rid of a bunch of this text here. I'm going to make my font super big so it's easy to see. And then I'm just going to type Hello, my name is Mr. Happy. Okay, so let me make that super big. I'm trying to. There we go. Okay. So see how when the text hits the end of the text box, it automatically wraps and puts a hyphen in. So that's because hyphenate is the default. All right. Now I don't like hyphenation. I would rather it took the whole word and pushed it down to the next line. So what I have to do is manually go in here and uncheck that, and it will get rid of it. And in that particular paragraph, it won't hyphenate it anymore. I could select a whole page worth of text and do that, and it should take it off, right? But that's important if you're like me, you don't like hyphenation.
Yeah, I don't like them either.
Okay, and one last reminder here, review how to use spell check under, I believe it's edit, spelling, check spelling, and that'll give you a little spell checker there. Okay, next, learn about symbols. Okay, so symbols are pretty fun. This whole exercise is pretty much about symbols. And so it makes sense for you to learn what they do, right, and what they are. If you go to your toolbox here, down on the left-hand side, look for the little icon that looks like a spray can. It's down near the bottom. It's called the symbol sprayer, and I want you to click on that, right? Now, what we're about to look at is about 7 different tools that are all symbol tools. They all have cute names that all start with S, right? Like symbol sprayer, symbol shifter, symbol scruncher. So they're all cute little names. And what they do is each one of these tools affects symbols in a different way. Now, in addition to clicking on that tool, we also have to open our symbols palette. And to do that, you can go under Window, and then you can click down here to where it says Symbols, and it will open up your symbols palette, right? Now, the symbols palette, by default, is just going to have like half a dozen little symbols in it, including an ink splotch, a ribbon, and a flower, right? Well, let's click on the flower, meaning that that's the symbol that we're going to use. Now, symbols, by the way, are just little pieces of vector art that you can paint with, right?
Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
I added that symbol thing to the, did we just add symbol sprayer? Because when I went to Window and I don't get that little thing that you just.
Well, if you don't get these, you need to add all 7 of them. In other words, you need to click on your 3 dots and bring them in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks.
It's everything. If you look at my screen here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 8 little symbol thingies.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Now, make sure you clicked on the spray can, click on the flower, and then come over and just click on your screen. And what you'll see is wherever you click, you're basically spraying in some of those little flowers. Okay? Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this field of flowers that we drew, and we're going to apply the different symbol brushes to them, right? So now what you have to do is click on the spray can, and then go to the symbol shifter tool. Okay.
Can you show me again how you pick the pictures?
Yeah, absolutely. So you click on the symbol sprayer tool, and then you open up the symbols palette by going Window, Symbols. Then you click on the flower, and then you click on the screen here and you start spraying with the flower.
After I go window, what do I pick?
The flower?
Yeah, you said I have to go to open the symbols tab on window.
Right. I'm sorry, can you speak up a little, Yi?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I'm talking about that's a step where I need to go window.
Yeah, right. You need to go to window and then symbols.
Oh, okay.
And then you should see this.
I got it.
Okay, great. All right. Once you have your flowers, go ahead and click on this original symbol tool, which was the spray can. And then your pop-up menu comes up, right? And now let's change it to the symbol shifter tool.
I cannot get that. I have like 6 symbol things in my little toolbar on the left. Some of them are missing now from everywhere, and they're not in a group. So I'm not getting, I can't follow along because it wasn't loaded, and I don't know if screen sharing would help you fix it for me so I could follow you.
Well,
Because I'm going to be totally lost.
can you try this? Can you go to your window dropdown
Yeah.
and go to workspace and come down here and click reset layout,
Window.
workspace?
I can't even find workspace. I'm going to freak out.
Right at
Where is it? Oh, at the top? Sorry, I'm down too far. Okay, Windows. Thanks for helping me. Workspace.
And then come down to reset layout at the bottom and click that.
And then what?
Did you click reset layout?
Yeah, I did. It didn't do anything.
Oh.
Hmm.
Try going to essentials. Do the same thing again and click essentials.
Okay. Shit. Essentials. And then what?
Just your screen should change and see if there's any new tools over there.
Well, there's 5 symbols tools. 2 of the other ones are missing, including the spray can, and they're not in the pick list under the 3 dots anymore. So they've gone some freaking place random. Sorry, but this is frustrating because I can't.
Yeah, I think I have the same problem. But if you go to edit toolbar on the bottom left, it shows symbol sprayer tool, symbol shifter tool. But if you click on it, it doesn't work. Well, at least mine doesn't.
Oh, really?
Mine went somewhere, but I don't know where they went. I had them, and I dragged them over to that lefty thing, but I must have, I don't know where they went, into some other group or something. But I'm trying that reset thing, which seemed like such a great plan.
Maybe try, can you shut down Illustrator and open it up again?
Ooh, okay. I'm going to. Sorry, I guess I wished I'd known, because you have the tools, and if we don't have them, and I'm so new that I can't follow and try to load tools at all.
Well, yeah, why don't you try that? And Yi, I don't know, you could try restarting yours too and see if it helps.
Okay, I have a question. It says please select a symbol instance or a symbol set.
Yeah, so you have to select a symbol in this symbol window. You have to click on one of these guys before you.
Yeah, I did.
And then you have to have the spray can. You can't do anything without the spray can.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Click on the
Now
spray
I know where the tools are at. I guess I have to go edit toolbar and manually drag it out.
Yeah, drag the spray can in, and you have to use that first before you can do anything else.
Is there any way to
Okay,
add
I got
them? Is there any way to add them into a group? Like, I think that restarting did help it somewhat because the spray can's back, but I have 5 symbol thingies that are not in the group. They're not under the spray can. Are they supposed to be?
Yeah, they are.
Like,
they don't have to be. As long as you can find them, you can still use them.
Oh, okay. Ooh, you fixed it by restarting. Thanks.
Okay, so grab your symbol sprayer can, open your symbols palette, click on the flower, and spray some flowers on your screen. Next, click on the drop-down menu that is the spray can, and choose the second symbol tool. This one's called the symbol shifter tool. Now, each one of these does something very different. They're basically doing special effects to the symbols, right? So now we're on the symbol shifter tool. Now, if you click and hold your mouse and put it on top of the flowers, as you move your mouse around, it's going to shift the flowers around. And that's literally all this tool does. It's called a symbol shifter, and that's what it does. It moves the symbols around. Now, as a heads up, this next flyer, the PDF project that you're going to do is all about symbols. So you need to learn how to use these different symbol tools so that you can make the next project. Okay, so that one moves them around. So now we're going to shift to the third tool, which is called the symbol scruncher tool. And by the way, the name of the tool and the little icon should give you a big clue as to what it does, right? The symbol scruncher tool literally takes symbols and moves them in closer together, right? It literally scrunches them. So if you roll over some symbols and sort of drag this thing where the symbols are going towards each other, it will scrunch them in a little bit. Now, mine is clearly not scrunching very much.
Yeah, mine either.
I'm not sure what the issue is. It may be that I'm not sure what the issue is, why this symbol scruncher is not working. I did see some movement at the beginning where two symbols got closer to each other, but then after that, it didn't do anything. So don't sweat it that much about that one. That's not a big deal. The next one is called the symbol sizer tool. And that tool is used for sizing these symbols, right? So what you do is you click on the symbol and you hold your mouse over it and you click, and what it will do is it will resize the symbol, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do, since there's a number of symbols here, and since it's hard for me to talk and then answer questions at the same time, I'm gonna just lecture for the next couple of minutes. I'm not gonna answer any questions. If you have a question, type it into the chat box and I'll take a look there and I'll answer it if I can. But I want to get through all of these symbols before I answer any more questions, okay? So, like I said, the symbol sizer, you just click on top of something and you click and hold your mouse, and it will resize that object so that it gets big, right? Next, we have the symbol spinner tool. Now, each of these tools basically does something that Illustrator already does: scaling, rotation, you know, things of that nature, right? The symbol spinner tool, literally you click on it and you drag it and it shows you a little arrow, and that arrow, by moving your mouse around, will spin the object around to whatever position you want it to point in, right? So that is the symbol spinner. It's, you know, most of these are very, very obvious what they do just by the name, right? Okay, just three more, and then if you have any questions, I will do that. Okay, the next one is the symbol stainer tool. Now, the symbol stainer tool will literally color your objects or stain them, right? So if I go over here to my color palette, which, let's see, I gotta see where that is. I've got so many palettes open here, it's kind of hard to see it. Oh, here it is. If I go to my color palette and I select a color like this blue color here, right? Now I go to my symbol stainer tool and I click on top of a symbol and it colors it that blue color, okay? So that's what the symbol stainer does. It literally recolors things. Now you can notice that it colored the main flower blue, and the flowers that were next to it, it colored them kind of purple. So it takes the main color and hits what's ever right under and beneath your click, and then it sort of spreads the color out to a lesser degree on other objects, right? Okay, two more here. Symbol screener tool. Now the symbol screener tool does something called screening. And screening is when you take something and you lighten it. Now you're definitely going to use this in the next project. It definitely has you screen back or lighten symbols, right? So if I click on one of these symbols once, it lightens it up or it screens it, right? And you can see that happening here when I click on all these, it's screening them back. And the more you click on it, the more screen back it gets, the more transparent it gets, all right? And finally, the last one here is the symbol styler tool. Now, for the symbol styler tool, we need to open one more palette. And that is the palette which is called Graphic Styles. So what I would like you to do is go under Window, find the palette called Graphic Styles, and click on it and open it up, right? It's going to look like this. Now, go ahead and click on this, this little icon here, which is the blue gradient. Make sure that you have the very last choice here, which is the symbol styler tool, and click once on one of your flowers. And what it will do is it will turn it into kind of a blue and white cubic gradient, right? So what the symbol styler does is it takes whatever object you click on and it attaches this style to it. Now you can click on one of these little foliage choices down here if you like. That might give you sort of a different look and feel. And then what happens is you click on a flower and it turns into sort of a cube of wallpaper as foliage, right? Now, this may not be incredibly useful to you right now, but if you have some cool graphic styles that you combine with symbols, you can produce some really cool effects. Okay, so that is all 8 of the symbol tools. And now I'll open it up for questions. Anybody have a question?
The last 3 things didn't work for me.
The last 3?
The stainer, the screener, and the styler. The one that lights it up.
First of all, for the stainer, you have to make sure you have a color in your fill color box. Did you do that?
Okay, let's see.
Like
yes, I selected the color and let's see. Let me go to the color.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that worked?
Yes, it did work. Thank you.
Okay, so that one worked. And then the screener tool, you should just be able to...
Hi. No, Sebastian.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, that's my son.
Yeah, that's good.
Like that.
So you should,
Hello.
you should just be able to click on one of the flowers and make it lighter with the symbol screener. Is that working?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then the very last one, you have to open your graphic styles palette. Graphic styles.
Got the blue one. And then made a square around it.
And then click on any one of these styles. And then click on the very last choice, symbol styler tool, and click on like a flower, and it should turn it into some weird stylized shape.
Yes, it did.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you.
I had a question too.
Yeah.
Is it possible to add, like, upload your own symbols or other symbols of any kind?
Yes, it's a great question. Let me answer that in 2 ways. First of all, actually I have 3 answers for you. They're all good. The first is there are symbol libraries here in Illustrator that you can load in. And I would like you guys to do that actually. Find your symbol palette here, this little guy that's floating, right? And click on the 3 lines or the hamburger in the upper right-hand corner. Okay? So you get your options. Now come down here to Open Symbol Library. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to click on flowers. And I want you to notice that then your symbol palette here gets a new tab called Flowers, which has a bunch of flower symbols in it. Okay? Now also notice that your symbol library has a bunch of other choices too. If you go back and click on the symbol tab and then click on the hamburger and go to Open Symbol Library, notice that there's sushi and tiki and retro and ribbons and hair and fur and all kinds of stuff, right? Now, so that's the first answer, right? The second answer is that people do make symbol libraries, and then they make them for free and for sale on the internet. So like, for example, let's say you wanted a symbol library that was all technology icons, like power buttons and recycled logos and stuff like that. You could probably go out to one of these free websites and find a bunch of Illustrator symbols that you could pull into your symbol library, right? Okay. Now, my third answer is you can actually create your own symbols. All you have to do is make a piece of vector art, and then in Illustrator, you turn it into a symbol, and it shows up in your symbol library, right? And we'll do that a little later in the class. You know, I'll show you how to make your own symbols. But so symbols are cool. They're really fun, and they're really powerful, and they're great for, you know, when you need to spray a lot of something on a page, right? Okay, so any other questions?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
How do you, is there a way to change the size of the brush, or is this default?
Change the size of the symbol brush. Okay, let's see. Okay, the easiest way to change the size of the brush, and this is true for all brushes in Illustrator and Photoshop, is hit the bracket key to the left or to the right of the letter P. Okay, the key immediately to the right of the letter P will make your brush smaller, and the bracket key to 2 keys to the right of the letter P will make it larger.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and like I said, that's true with all brushes in Photoshop and Illustrator. You can use these 2 bracket keys to increase and decrease the size of brushes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Other questions? Okay. All right, there's a couple more things we need to learn before I set you loose on this project here. We need to talk about the transform palette. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and clear off all these symbols on my screen. I'm going to do Command or Control A to select everything. I'm going to hit delete. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a object on my screen here. And I invite you to do the same. Just create a little shape. Now, the next thing you want to do is open your transform palette. You can look over on the right and see if it's there. If it's not, you can go Window Transform and pop it up. Now, the transform palette is the one that Robin mentioned yesterday. You know, when you asked after you've made a shape if you could change the size of it once it's been made, and that's done with the transform palette. So, for example, I have this little ellipse here, and it tells me the width is 234 by 182. And if I change either one of these numbers, it's going to go ahead and change the shape, the size of my object, right? Now, by the way, if you want these 2 numbers to remain proportional, when you change one number, you want the other to change, you have to click on the chain link over here. Now, the chain link is normally broken, which means it's, you know, each of these numbers can be changed independently. But if you click that, every time you change one number, it's automatically going to change the other, and it's going to resize your thing proportionally, right? Now, you can do, in this transform palette, you can do pretty much anything you want with an object. You can make it bigger or smaller, right? You can do it proportionally by clicking on the chain link. You can change its position, right? And these are the X and the Y coordinates, right? Now, for those of you that are not familiar with this, if you turn on your rulers by hitting Control or Command R, you'll see that we have these numbers up here, which are usually, you know, points, unless we change them to inches. And once again, that's going to be under Edit Preferences for you guys. For me, it's Illustrator Preferences, Units, and then I just change this to inches and hit OK. Now, there's an imaginary grid system that exists on every page. Going horizontally across the page is the X axis, and going vertically down the page is the Y axis. And the point at the very top left corner of your page is 0, 0. It's 0x and 0y, right? If I wanted this little, if for some reason I wanted to mathematically position this oval so that this left corner was at 0, 0, that's what I would put in. 0 in the X I would hit my tab key and put 0 into Y. Okay, and it looks like what it's doing is it's centering it based on this right here, which is called the anchor point, right? And you can see that my anchor point is right in the middle, right? Now watch, if I click in the top left corner and then change it to 0 and 0, then it does exactly what I said I wanted. I wanted the top left corner of this bounding box to be at the top left corner of my page. So what that means is you can reposition this object. So I'm going to put in 1 inches here and 2 inches here. You can reposition objects mathematically. Now, that might be advantageous for you. Somebody might say, hey, we need you to do a print on this 10 by 10 page and everything has to be exactly 1 inch apart, right? Or something that I get a lot when I print game stuff, if you're having a laser cut out little game components, they can't be any closer than 1/8 of an inch, right? So you could space things out, you know, mathematically like this. Now, other things you can do with transform, you can change the angle of something, right? You can rotate it. So if I want to rotate this 90 degrees, it'll change like that, right? Just by putting 90 in there. You can also do something called skewing. And skewing is where you take an object and you just kind of lean it over. You skew it, right? That's what this little guy is here. It's called shearing, right? I think it's called skewing in another program like Photoshop, but shearing here. If you take it and you say, I want to shear this 45 degrees, what it does is it distorts the object and shears it or bends it over like a funhouse mirror 45 degrees, okay? Now I'm going to take it, let's see, I want to see if I go -45, it'll take it back. Yeah, it does, okay. Now, other things that you can do, this is kind of interesting and weird down here, but it's got, you know, your rotation here, and there's a lot of defaults, right? Like 30, 60, 90, 300 and stuff like that. And below that are some other weird pi angle charts, right? That we're not actually going to get into that because that's just like sort of above and beyond what we're doing in this class. But these other ones that I showed you are all really sophisticated and easy to use ways to affect your objects after you've created them, right? Okay, any questions about the transform palette?
Yeah, I have a question. I don't have that last menu that says ellipse properties, or I have a rectangle, but
click on your menu here, your hamburger menu, and click show options.
okay, hold on. I have hide options, show on shape, flip, scale.
I don't have that either, but like if I go on the little hamburger settings menu thing, it doesn't really have that show options thing, but it does have those ellipse properties under the shape option. It's like right next to the transform for me, so that might be similar for
is it called show on shape creation? I have my hamburger gives me hide options, show on shape creation, flip horizontal, flip vertical, scale, stroke and effect, transform object only, transform pattern only, transform both, use registration point. So I don't have whatever you just said.
Well, I mean, like right on the very top, like where you, or maybe you could find it in window, but like right, for me, it's like right next to the transform tune button on the layout thing under, you know, this setup, layout setup or whatever.
So go where?
You know what I'm talking?
Do I go under window is what you're saying?
You could probably find it there. If you look for shape rather than transform.
You know what? If you this doesn't really show up unless you're clicked on your object also.
I am clicked on my object.
But also the other thing is this stuff is redundant. It's the same stuff that's right above it, so you don't really need this.
It is?
The only thing that's not there are these pie shapes. The 90 degrees is right here. The width and the height is right here. So you don't need this bottom thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I'll look for it just in case.
Now, Luke and Mia, are you guys both on PCs?
I am,
am.
yeah.
And you are, Mia? You're on a PC?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm wondering if some of this is that I'm on a Macintosh, and I wonder if some of the menu layouts are just slightly different for you guys.
So,
Probably.
because mine says transform and align where yours says layers transform.
Yeah, it's probably just slightly different for you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. So just a couple more things we need to talk about, and then you guys are free to work on this. We need to learn about the stroke options, okay? So what we need to do is we can keep using our same little object here, but we need to open the stroke palette. And so see if you can find the stroke palette either in your layout options here, or go Windows Stroke and open it up, right? Now, you need to make sure you have a stroke on your object before you can mess with the stroke. So a couple different ways to make a stroke. You can click down at the very bottom in that second box that looks like just a line of a square. One of the easiest ways to do it is click up here at the top. The first one is the fill and the second one is the stroke. And then just go ahead and select a color from the color box that pops up, and you're going to put a stroke in there. And then make sure you click on the little up arrow to the right of the word stroke. Make that stroke really thick so it's really easy to see. Okay? Now, you can take your stroke line and you can make it thick or thin. You can change it to whatever color you want right here, right? But then you can do some other really cool things with it. If you look at the very top of your screen, if you look, it shows the colors, it shows the stroke, and then the amount of the stroke. But to the right of that, it has a drop-down menu called Uniform, right? If you click on that and you change it to a different shape, like change it to one of these ellipse shapes or triangle shapes or whatever, and then notice how the stroke is changing around your object, right? So what it does, it creates kind of an organic stroke instead of just a straight mechanical width, line that's the same all the way around. It creates this thing that looks like it was drawn by a fountain pen or something, right? Okay, and so that will give you some unusual strokes, right? Let's see. Now, the other thing that you can do is in the second drop down to the right of that one, you can change your stroke so that it's not just using a black line. You can change it so it's using an ink line or a charcoal line. So open the second drop-down menu here and choose this option called charcoal or feather, and then notice how your stroke now looks kind of disintegrated, right? And try some of these other ones. Try this one that looks like a sort of fuzzy line. Try this one that looks like weird arrows. Try this one that looks like a bunch of weird map pieces, denim seam, I guess it's called. And you'll notice that you have all of these weird sort of stroke options that you can add to an object, right? Now, of course, all of these palettes that do special things like this have what are called brush libraries, right? Or libraries, which means if you click on the menu in the top right, the hamburger menu, you can come down to Open Brush Library and you can get all of these different stroke options, right? Like, look, here's something called Grunge Brushes Vector Pack under Vector Pack, right? Click that and look at this. Look at all of these grunge brushes that we have. And we can choose one of those. And now look, our stroke is being applied with one of these grunge vector brushes, right? Okay, so these are special effects that you can do with your strokes. What I did once again was I clicked on this second drop-down menu. I clicked on my hamburger menu. I went to Open Brush Library. I went to Vector Packs, and I went to Grunge Brush Vector Pack, right? But look at all the different ones. There's decorative, there's bristle brush, there's artistic, calligraphic, there's arrows, you name it. And you can do interesting things with your strokes, right? Now, let me just tell you two other things about strokes, and then we'll move on to the two last items. You can also turn your stroke into a dashed line. Now, you're going to need this for this next project because you're going to make a coupon that has a dashed line around it, right? Now, let me go ahead. I'm going to reset my stroke to the basic line, and I'm going to make a rectangle. Okay, and you'll notice that my rectangle has a big red stroke around it, right? Now watch. Click on an object, go to the stroke palette, click the check mark which says dashed line, and it automatically takes the stroke and turns it into a dashed line. Now, you can change the amount of space between the dashes, in other words, the gap, and you can change the length of the dashes themselves. Right now, mine just says 12-point dash, but it doesn't say anything in the gap. So watch what happens if I type 3 for the dash and hit my tab key and put a 4 for the gap, and then hit my tab key again. See how it changes the nature of the stroke, right? I could change it to 20 and then 10, and you see how that looks, right? So this is how you're going to make the dash line that's going to go around the coupon. In fact, I'll go here. Let me put this down at the bottom. It didn't stay at the bottom. Stay at the bottom. Okay. If I take the flowers and move them up like this, you can see down at the very bottom, hopefully you guys can see that, there's a coupon that has a dashed line around it. And that was done using the dash line feature of the strokes. Now notice also there's a bunch of flowers here. There's sunflowers, and then there's the flowers that are in your flower symbol library. And you're going to be asked to make this object here, right? Or this flyer, right? Okay, now 2 other things we have to go over quickly, and then you can work on this.
Is anyone else's screen share frozen, or is it just mine?
No, this is yeah.
Yours
mine has like funky boxes from, I think, when he was moving the little thing that shows us.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Okay.
We lost the flower page. I was looking at mine separately, but your screen share now is a bit distorted.
On the right side?
There's boxes overlaying the circle and the rectangle with the dashes, and there's no flower thing.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, just wiggle your mouse around the screen a whole bunch, and that's what fixed it for me for some reason, like earlier.
You might have to restart screen share because it just spazzed and it froze into a really weird distortion.
Okay, I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to reshare it. How's that?
All better.
Okay. All right, 2 last things, and then you guys can work on this. This one we went over briefly when somebody had a question about it. It's called Learn How to Put Type on a Curve. And basically, if you go ahead and click on your shape tool and click on an ellipse, and then click and drag out an ellipse. And of course, I'm going to go back here and go to my strokes and turn off the dash because I don't want the dash in there anymore. So I'm going to uncheck my dash box. So I have an object that's round like this, right? Now, all you have to do to put text on a curved line is click on the type tool over here, the letter T, hold your mouse down, and then come here and click type on a path tool, right? Then take that cursor and click it right on the edge of your circle. And it will turn the circle into a curved text path. And now you can just edit that to however you want. Okay? Now, the very last thing I have to show you is about the Pathfinder. And we've talked about the Pathfinder several times. But one of the objects you have to make for this next project is you have to make a window. I don't know if it's called a bay window. I don't know what the name is for it. But it's a window that has a round top and a square bottom, right? Now, the easiest way to make that window is to first make a circle and then make a square or a rectangle that's right underneath that circle like this, right? Now, when we look at these two objects, we see that they're two separate objects. And if one of them has a stroke around it, you know, it's going to look like two separate objects, right? But if you select both those objects and you open up the Pathfinder, window Pathfinder, and you click on the very first option there, which is called Unite, it turns it into one shape. And then you have the one shape with the stroke all around it, right?
Can you do that?
Do it again?
Yes, please.
Okay. So once again, if you wanted to make the window that's in the next project, you can click on your ellipse tool and make a circle. Then you can click on your rectangle tool, and right underneath that circle, you can make a, you can draw a rectangle.
Okay.
Like this,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Now, if I click on the rectangle and hold my shift key down and then click on the circle too, I have them both selected.
Yep.
Then I go Window Pathfinder to open my
Okay.
Pathfinder.
Yep.
And I click on the very first icon on the left, Unite.
Okay. Thanks.
Puts it into one shape, right?
Yep.
Now, in the attached PDF where your assignment is, they have you do the window, but they also have you put some lines on it so it looks like a window. You can just use the line tool for that. You click on the line tool, you hold your shift key down while you drag your line tool across the window, and it will make straight lines, right? Including if you start at the bottom and drag up and hold your shift key down, it'll make a straight line like that, right? So, you know, these are the main elements that you need for the next assignment. You need to be able to use the Pathfinder to combine shapes to make that window. Use the line tool to draw on top of it. Hold your shift key down to make straight lines. You need to use the stroke option and then click the dash function when you're making the coupon to make that rectangle that has the dashed line for the coupon. And then you need to use the symbol tools to do things like spray a bunch of flowers and then use the symbol screener to make them a little bit lighter, right? And you can use some of those other symbol tools to move them around and do other special effects to them, right? Okay, so remember first that if you haven't done the second part of yesterday's assignment, the tire assignment, go back and do that where you just make 4 little boxes and make each one a sail that focuses on a different aspect of the items. It's called part 2 of yesterday's assignment. It's on yesterday's post. And then when you finish that, go ahead and work on this one, which is the flowers. Okay, question.
Yeah, I have a question a little bit unrelated to that though.
Oh, go ahead.
You remember when you said to make the text go around a shape, and I made a circle and then I typed "help me survive the class."
Yeah.
When I'm trying to color in my circle, it colors my letters. I don't know why I can't color in the circle.
Well, the circle doesn't exist anymore. The circle now.
Is that what happened? Oh.
Yeah, the circle becomes what's called a text path, and it's
So that's that thing that you did where you made an identical circle, put it on top of itself.
right.
Okay.
So yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
Hey, Greg, I've got a question to you
Okay.
about typing on a path. Let's say I made an oval and I want my text to be centered on that oval. And when I put the text tool on that oval, it starts at the middle. So I want to know how to center it without rotating the actual shape.
Okay, so let's say you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So your desire right now is to take this word lorem and center it at the top of that oval without rotating the oval.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you can do, there's 2 ways to do this. One is you can click your text cursor in front of the word and you can literally just hit the space bar and try and center it manually, right? Now, if that's too imprecise for you, the other option that you have is you can click on the white arrow tool, and I believe, this text on a path is really weird and kind of funky and hard to deal with, but there's a couple lines here right at the beginning and there's one at the end, and I never know which one I'm supposed to click on, but you click on one of them and drag them, and it moves the text around the circle. So I'll try both of them. I'll try clicking on this one on the end here. Yeah, that's it. Click on the one on the end and hold onto it with your white arrow, and then just move it to the position you want it to be in.
Okay, I got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, those lines that you're seeing, it might be because I made my font too big. I'm going to try and shrink my font because I don't see those lines. I think I used to see them.
Well, you have
Could
to.
I
You have to click on the white arrow, and click
yeah,
on.
I clicked on the. Well, I thought I clicked on the white arrow. There, my lines are no longer on my circle of text, but I think it might be because my font is too big.
Okay.
Because I disappeared a word and I. Sorry, I'm trying to change the font to see if they come back.
Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do now is take a chunk of the class time and work on your projects. And why don't you go ahead and take a big chunk of time here, work on some stuff, get caught up, and then I'll check back in with you in a while and see where you are with things.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, my lines don't seem to be there.
What do we do after doing the tile?
Oh, they're there.
When you have to do what?
So I already finished the tile. So which one do I need to do next?
So after the tires, go to the class website post for yesterday. I'm trying to get there, but I have to move my damn thing. Okay. If you go to the class website, which is pima.dreamco.com, and today it says Applied Computer Graphics Day 5, right? If you scroll down to Day 4 and you look at bullet point 5 here, it says Learn New Skills with Illustrator. Part 1 is the tire, but part 2 is the second part of that assignment, which is this right here. They want you to just make 4 boxes and make it look like you're laying out 4 very simple ads, and each one emphasizes a different way of advertising. Like one is featuring the product, one is featuring text, things like that.
Does it have to be books or?
No, it can be
do
whatever you
something
want.
else?
Like Milo was selling organs, livers.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay. So there was this one, and then they'll do the flower one.
Yes.
And then a mascot.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the mascot yet, but yes, that's the correct order. Do this. If you finish the tires, do this next, then move on to the flowers.
Is the flower like a replication, or do we have to be original?
The flower, okay, so here's the flower exercise. And the flower exercise is where you're using the it's basically an exercise to get you to use the symbol tool. And so you're basically making a flyer for a flower show using the symbol tool to make all these flowers. And then you're doing things like using the stroke, using a dash stroke around this coupon, and making this shape with the Pathfinder where you combine a circle and a rectangle. And then you're going to make this curved text by making a circle and clicking with the type on a path tool on that circle and putting the text up there. All that stuff that we just kind of went through.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
all right. Go ahead.
Oh, the little blue lines, depending on how big I make the text around my circle, let's say. It was a circle and I did a bunch of text.
Uh-huh.
If I make it big font, because I was trying to make it go all the way around the whole circle, and match up to itself, it obliterates those little 2 lines that they come back if I shrink the font. It seems like, I don't know, they're gone again. That's all I can say.
Well, yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I think that might just be an idiosyncrasy of Illustrator.
Okay.
If that's the
So-
case, see if you can work with them with your font being a little smaller, and
Yeah.
and then maybe you can increase the whole size of the circle afterwards after you get it looking the way you want it with the
Okay, and is there a button that would automatically distribute that text to go around the circle, or you just have to manually?
Well, of course, you can use, if you, let me go ahead and put some more text here so you can see what it will look like. So I'm going to say Lorem, the quick brown fox, whatever, right?
The UI, okay.
Now let's say we want to distribute that to go all the way around the ellipse, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you can highlight all your text. You can open up your character palette, which is this one right here.
Yeah.
And then you can use the tracking feature to push that text further down.
Oh, tracking. Which, can you show me tracking the,
Just look on the screen.
that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can put in whatever number you want. Like, see how I put in 200 and it didn't quite go there? So if I put in like 300, it pretty much goes where I want, right?
Ooh, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Okay.
I tried align, didn't do a thing.
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many palettes in this program that it takes some getting used to, you know?
Right? Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yep. All right.
Could you repeat again the order? It's tire, second part of tire, and then flowers.
Yep.
Thank you.